Ladies, gentlemen, I want to take the time. Yeah, we're having another one of those nights. It looks like my sleep schedule is going to sleep around 7:30, 8 o'clock at night and waking up at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. That was today, yesterday, and the day before. So I'm going to have to, and it's my fault because I Alterel the sleep aid, the natural sleep aid, puts you back in your normal sleeping cycle. But the problem is, I took Alterel one particular day and I did not do what I was supposed to do. I woke up and stayed up, and I'm on that schedule. So now I have to readjust the schedule so that I'm not up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, I don't mind being up at this time because my eyes done seen the coming of the. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk. Oh, that little creaking, that's this stupid desk chair. And it's not that it's old or anything. It's not even made out of metal. That's the plastic. Okay? Because it's made out of plastic. Some metal, but plastic. So that's the chair. So that's just me moving and rocking and rolling. Anyway, let's get to the conversation. Be careful of the people you listen to on YouTube, including me. I may not be accurate. I could be wrong. Man, I have a hard time saying that word. Incorrect. Yeah, there you go. From time to time. Which is highly improbable, but possibly likable. There's a likelihood that there is a moment where an individual can be. We're going to check for some updates. Okay, that's what we're doing. All right, let's put that on down. Ladies and gentlemen, that's part of what we're going to be talking about. I spoke with someone the other day, and I mentioned something that most people growing up in my era would have known. There was a statement where someone said, "I am the resurrection and the life." I mean, people have heard that. You go to funerals, that's one of the first things they used to say. I don't know what they say at funerals nowadays. Okay, because it ain't what it used to be. Yeah, y'all heard me. They ain't doing this the way they used to. The things ain't the way they used to be. We in a whole different era. Ain't nothing like it used to be. So we got problems, y'all. What are our problems? Well, I'm just now understanding that this new generation, and I'm not talking about the younger folk, I'm talking about the generation of people. See, the Bible, it talked about generations. You know, it talked about Abraham's generation. Well, it wasn't talking about his age group. It was talking about the people who lived during the time he lived, including the younger people. Even Jesus said this generation, the one that's current, will not pass away until everything that he had prophesied occurred. Okay, those are his words, not my words. Yeah, I want to apply the update. What you think I did it for? Sorry, it's going to apply the update. Ladies and gentlemen, this generation has got some issues. Everybody knows that. We see the things that's going on. Even young people, if y'all can't see how things are and how backwards it is, it's wicked. I'm not saying none of that junk. I don't want to go that route. That's not the route I want to take. Okay, we ain't going there. Don't need to go there. That's not a village we need to visit, people. Anywho, let me see if I can narrow this down. I was surprised that many people didn't know the basics about the Bible. I was scrolling through TikTok. You know the scrolling thing that people do? Ladies and gentlemen, I was scrolling through I was scrolling through TikTok. And as I was scrolling through TikTok, I came across this individual, this guy, and he's doing TikTok videos, and he says that he's done his research. He's been studying some stuff for quite some time, he says. And he says that his studying has led him to understand that Paul, the apostle, the one who used to be called Saul of Tarsus, that Paul did not start Christianity. What? That Jesus did not start Christianity. What? And he says, I can prove it. And then he goes on about proving what he says he could prove. Ladies and gentlemen, don't listen to people like that. Do you not get what's going on? Let me do something. Nowhere in the scriptures does it say that Paul started Christianity. That is in the book of Acts. It is Luke who says that they were in Antioch by divine providence called Christians. He didn't say Paul started Christianity. He said that it was in Antioch, an ancient province, I believe, of Greece, that they were by divine providence called Christians. He did not say anything about somebody starting it. You want to be starting something, you got to be starting something. Too hard to get over. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know how many people are going to watch that man's video and believe what he has said because they won't do the research for themselves? Okay? They won't do the research for themselves. No, they're just going to listen to somebody on a video tell them what is up. Wait, hold on. Wake up. By divine providence. Stop listening. After he found him, he brought him to Antioch. So for a whole year they assembled with them in the congregation and taught quite a crowd. And it was first in Antioch that the disciples were, by divine providence, called Christians. Paul didn't start Christianity. It was never even claimed that he started Christianity. This is the first time you even read about Christianity in Scripture. It's not nowhere else to be found. That's the first time you even hear the word. Prior to that, they were called the Way. But that's from a person who doesn't. He said he studied. He said he did his research. Who hasn't done enough research. Stop reading these books written by these people claiming that they know something. Go and do the research yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I know. The Bible is considered blah, 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 blah. A white man's book. The white man translated the Bible. Ladies and gentlemen, technically the Bible is written by Syrians. You remember Syria? The country that was just overtaken? Oh, you think I'm lying? You think that the original Jews are Jewish people? Oh, Lord. Okay. Watch this. Jacob the Syrian. Oh, I'm sorry. Wake up. Wake up. Jacob the Syrian. Stop listening. So Isaac sent Jacob away, and he, get that out of the way, struck out to Padanaram, I apologize, it's been a while, for Laban, the brother of Bethuel, the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, the mother of Jacob and of Esau. Ladies and gentlemen, when you go back and you read, Abraham sent Eliezer to the land of his relatives. Why? To find a wife for his son, Isaac. Why? Because he wasn't going to take a daughter for his son from the daughters of Canaan. Okay? Just that simple. Sorry, I'm highlighting it because Canaan, the daughters of Canaan, he was not going to take. Now, who were the Canaanites? Those were your African nations, people. Go back and read. Go back and understand. Go back and understand where Canaan came from. These are the descendants of Ham. Okay? Abraham did not come from the descendants of Ham. He came from the descendants of, what? What's that? Well, you know that there was Ham, Japheth, and Jason. And I said that wrong. I apologize. But again, Abraham's ancestor was not Ham. The Canaanites' ancestor was Ham. And yes, I really am tired. Let's see. You had. See, I can't even think of Abraham's sons right now. I'm actually. That's a shame that my mind is not. I know. You got Ham, who had Canaan and all of them relatives. So why I don't know, I'm picking up every other name in my head right now but the right ones. You got the right one, baby. And I know all of y'all are shouting that name. Where is... I'm trying... I can go and, like I said, Syrian, Laban and Bethuel, the relatives of Abraham. He went to his relatives at that time. But I'm looking for Japheth, Ham, and why can't I think of the third one? Oh well, I can't think of it, y'all. I gotta go to the 10th chapter, the 9th chapter to find out. Which chapter is this right here? That's 17. Let's, too far. Whew. Well, we can go to the 7th chapter and the 6th chapter to find out who the three sons were. But I am very upset that I can't find out by my memories because I got too many things on my mind. Like I said, I've been thinking Shem, Ham, and Japheth. I was thinking Shem, but my mind was telling me something else, and that's the problem. Okay. So, Abraham's is the descendant of Shem. Ham is where the Canaanites came from. You want to believe it? Let's go to the 10th chapter. That's the 8th chapter. The 9th chapter, we are 11. We have to go back. This is the history of Shem. And after we go from Shem, we found this is the history of Terah. Because this is Abraham's father. Okay? Ham came from Shem, not from Canaan. The 10th chapter, roughly about 11, verse 11. Here it is, verse number 8. And Cush became the father of Nimrod, the Cushites. The Cushites were the Canaanites. Why? Because Canaan gave birth to Cush. Say what? Look, this is Japheth. Now, here are the sons of Ham. They were Cush. Oh, Cush gave... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I apologize. Like I said, it's been a minute. Ham's sons were Cush, Mizraim, and Put. Get back over there. The mouse is tricky, y'all. And Canaan. These were the sons of Ham. These were the Canaanites, ladies and gentlemen. These were, pay attention, where the African so-called colored folk come from. All right? Abraham was not black. The Jews were not black. I know. There's a lot of people preaching that. They're not doing it from the scriptures. They're doing it from the hieroglyphs that were on the pyramids. They don't realize that the hieroglyphs were changed several times to reflect the Pharaoh, because when a person took over Egypt, they became known as Pharaoh. Just like when a person ruled England, when England and the Roman Catholic Church were one, they became Pope. Okay, it was just things people do. The same thing, pay attention, Alexander the Great, when he conquered lands, he became that, blah, 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 blah. Pay attention. I guess what I'm trying to say in a nutshell, don't come to me for answers. Because you see, even I don't have them all. Especially when I'm tired. Yeah. Getting up this early in the morning, I should be asleep, but I ain't. And I probably will go to sleep. What time is it? Like I did the other day. It's 3:39. I'll probably go to sleep for an hour and a half to get that, to recoup that energy. Because, like I said, my sleep cycle is off. And so tonight, because I got to get up on Wednesday, tonight I will probably take the sleeping pill on time. Always on. Anyway, but back to this conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Do your research. Now, a lot of people say, oh, the Bible's ancient, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. You shouldn't care. If they don't want to hold on to truth, leave them be. You're not going to convince a turnip that it's a turnip when it looks like a grape. Do you understand? You can't convince somebody who's already convinced. You can't. It's a fruitless endeavor. Many of you have had your ideas of the Bible reshaped by man. You doubt it. You disbelieve it. You say it's this and that, and it's been changed and it's been altered. Yes, some Bibles have been changed and altered. Not all of them. You see, they're all translations of the original. You just have to know where the original is. So let me give you something that you can do. Okay, we're going to let's go to, this is called Wave, W-A-V-E browser. Wave browser. We ain't going there. Don't need to go there. Hold on. Wake up. Interlinear Bible. Stop listening. What I want, I don't want to get the actual copy. I want, comma, PDF. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can easily get an interlinear Bible. It is the Hebrew, Greek, and English. Now, see, hold on now. This one right here is Hebrew, English, and Greek. But I don't want, no. Yeah, okay, we can do public and private networks. Whew, I don't want to pay. Why don't I want to pay? Well, pay attention to this right here. Uh-oh, I wasn't trying to do that. I ain't going to no Amazon. Get off my screen. All right, we're going to look for the PDF. I agree with individuals paying for the publishing of the Bible. This one right here is archive.org. We definitely going to go to archive.org, and I'm going to download the PDF of this archive.org. Where your PDF at? I'm not used to the screen looking like this, so give me a second. Archive, where your PDF section? Internet Archive, books, text, nope. Download options? Uh-oh. It says there are no download options. Then why are you showing it to me? Hold on. This is 1,000. Oh, you only want me to... Oh, what happened? Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay, let me tell you what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. What they're doing here is they're saying they're just allowing us to view it. They're not allowing us to download it. Okay? So now I gotta go find, now they really done pissed me off. Alright, I went to archive.org because, you know, that's the thing to do. Now, let's see, where is my PDF? Because none of them are PDF. Wait a minute, hold on. I know what the problem is. This is Yahoo. Nobody wants Yahoo. I gotta change the search bar. Why they do that, I don't know, y'all. It don't make nobody sense that they would do that. So now this is a PDF. It's free. Interlinear New Testament. Now you also can get the Kingdom Interlinear for free. Why? How do I know? Well, because if you went to jw.org and you typed on Watchtower Library, that's what you would find. I get tired of that happening. That ain't supposed to be happening. That's supposed to be happening. That's what I'm waiting for. That right there. All right, we got to open that Watchtower Library thing back up. So give me 1 second. Where you at? Oh, you ain't. There you go. There it is down there. It's down there. It's right here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, when we go to Bibles, the Kingdom Interlinear, where you at, Kingdom Interlinear? Stop that. Mouse? You got King James, Rotherham version, American Standard, blah, blah, blah. And, the Kingdom Interlinear in here. It's supposed to be here. It was here before. Oh, well. I do know it's on the site. Books. I know it ain't the books because it's just a book that they got the publishing rights to. So, sorry. I know it's on the site, but it's called the Kingdom Interlinear. And the Kingdom Interlinear is exactly what you see here. Let's scroll on down. Okay, you have the Greek and the Hebrew word. Well, this is just Greek. Sorry. This is Greek. And Greek to English translation. Okay? So, this is how you know what was originally written is with an interlinear, if you want to do the research. Okay? I'm not promoting one interlinear over another. The emphatic diagot, I would definitely, Benjamin Wilson's emphatic diagot, I would definitely go to that one. You better believe it in a split second. Let's scroll on down so we can get to the meat. Nope, this is actually just an interlinear. This is not actually the Bible itself. Okay, this is actually the words, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting. Well, no. These are verses. But look at that. Okay, this is... Give me 1 second. Ephesians, the 2nd chapter. And then it breaks it on down. Every single word. So there you go. All right. Now, there you go. All right, we're going to go back. Leave the Bible hub alone. That's one. And let's see. Find any more. And be careful where you go, ladies and gentlemen, because there are a lot of these people who claim that the Bible is written in code and that they have the secret code. That makes sense, huh? Some person claiming something and then everybody following behind that person and running behind them as if what they said made sense. So archive.org is definitely not going to let us have a copy of the PDF. I don't want to go to Scribd. Come on. I don't even know where Alameda County is, but I guess it's someplace. I don't want the new, I want all three. So it won't let me find it, y'all. Bible study tools, but this ain't the PDF. This is me having to be on your website only. Okay? I didn't ask for a lexicon. I asked for the interlinear language. So having the translation, I don't know who this is right here. Let's see. Free download. Free? No, I ain't accepting none of this stuff. I don't even know why y'all put it up here. Reject all. Every one of them. Download e-paper. Let's see if it's that easy. Oh, now you want me to sign up so you can send me stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't signing up. It ain't worth it. There's no reason. If it's free, then why am I signing up? Okay, this is another one. Now, this one I ain't got to sign up for, but this is only 7 pages, y'all. With somebody's notations. Only 7 pages. So this ain't it. This ain't no interlinear. Look, hold on. It says interlinear. This is not no interlinear. This is not no several languages, the original language being translated into modern language. This is not an interlinear. Get back. Lord have mercy. This one says volume 4. What are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, I can't stand this thing. It's the mouse. This thing is going back, but my other computer won't be here until Friday. So I'm stuck with this piece of junk. So I can't get y'all the interlinear. I apologize. Y'all. Look, it's just bouncing all over the place. So I apologize that I can't find y'all the Kingdom Interlinear. But as I suggested, well, we found it. I was just looking for a PDF so that you guys could get access kind of quick. Now, this is the Interlinear Bible 1907. Okay, I wouldn't really go with the 1907. Do you know why? Because we had not acquired enough of the artifacts. See, they did the King James Version. That's the problem. Okay, that's where they only had 4 manuscripts. We need the current, where there is thousands of manuscripts, so that we can affirm the actual wording and writing and blah, 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 blah. Okay? Authorized version and the revised version. And it's what I'm not seeing the translation. Okay, there we go. But we don't have the interlinear part. Okay, translators in 1601 as of the meaning or construction of a word or sentence and where it was necessary for the sake of uniformity. No, not for the sake of uniformity. You don't change anything. Ain't nobody needing no uniformity. That's them letting you know that they change things. Authorized versions were liable to be misunderstood by reasons of their being archaic or obscure. And finally, where the rendering of the earlier English version seemed preferable, blah, 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 blah. They're letting you know, oh, there it is right there. Told y'all, hold on. It has been thought advisable in regards to the word Jehovah. They call it a word and not a name. To follow the usage of the authorized version and not to insert it uniformly in place of Lord in all capital letters or God. Pay attention. Why? Because they were following Jewish customs. They took the name Jehovah out of the Bible because they were following Jewish customs. That's why I say you got to be careful. They let you know. They don't hide this. It's right there in the preface of most King James versions. That they took the name Jehovah, not the word Jehovah, but they call it, with regards to the word Jehovah, to follow the usage of the authorized version. The King James Version, the name Jehovah appeared in the Bible 7,000 plus times. Over 7,266 times. And what did they do? They took it out. Why? Well, because there was a tradition. If God is holy, then we are imperfect. So if he's holy, then it must be a sin for us to pronounce the holy name. So they started replacing it with Adonai and Elohim and so forth. And so the King James decided to place it in all capital letters. Ta-da! L-O-R-D in all caps. You wonder where the tradition of placing things in all caps came from? Shh, don't tell nobody. It's a secret. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know many of you don't read the Bible. I know many of you have a faith, have a understanding of being spiritual. I am aware of this. However, what I am strongly suggesting to you is get to know what's in there, because it's beneficial to you, to me, to my grandmama, to my grandcousins, to my granduncles. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I like this right here. This paragraph right here. Let's see if I can copy that. Ooh-wee. Because I know exactly where I'm going to put it. And I'm going to let y'all go with this one. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's do this. I'm curious. Let's get curious and fall in love. All right, we're going to go to ChatGPT, but we're going to go to the real one. Where are you at? Biblical Scholar. Because it doesn't have the interlinears in it because it wasn't a reason to put that in here. Wake up. Wake up. Can you explain this to me? I am having a difficult time understanding why they would refer to the name Jehovah as a word and not a name, comma, and why they would replace it. Question mark. Could you also explain how many times the name, open quote, Jehovah, close quote, actually appeared in the original translations of the Bible prior to it being substituted? Question mark. Stop listening. Now, do you go to ChatGPT to ask questions about the Bible? No, because ChatGPT is programmed and designed by atheists. Don't get me wrong, go back and check. So it's not the place to go to get information. That's why I created the Biblical Scholar, incorporating scripture in there and giving it specific programmable instructions that it's to follow scripture. It's not to follow what man thinks. Who cares what man thinks? Man is stupid. Man has always been stupid. Man will always be stupid. So give it a second, those of you who stayed around this long. he cannot tell me why they refer to it as a word, but he's going to give us the history. Watch and see. Okay, he's going to give us the history of them taking Jehovah, the name of the true God, out of the Bible.
The passage you referenced reflects an approach taken by the translators of the Authorized Version, King James Bible, regarding the use of the divine name, often rendered as Jehovah.
See, it's a name.
Here's an explanation of the points raised and additional context. Why refer to Jehovah as a word? The text's reference to Jehovah as a word is not meant to diminish its status as a divine name, but rather to address its linguistic presentation in translation. Translators were grappling with how to represent the Tetragrammaton, Yahweh, the 4 Hebrew consonants that form God's personal name in English. The issue is rooted in the tradition and historical handling of the divine name. 1. Jewish tradition. By the time of Jesus and the early Christian era, Jewish scribes had begun substituting Adonai, Lord, or Elohim, God, when reading aloud the Tetragrammaton, out of reverence and fear of misusing the divine name. 2. Christian translations. Early Bible translations, like the Septuagint, Greek Old Testament, used Kyrios, Lord, instead of attempting to transliterate Yahweh. This practice carried into the Latin Vulgate, which used Dominus, Lord. 3. King James Version. Following this tradition, the translators of the Authorized Version used Lord in small capitals to indicate where the Tetragrammaton appeared in Hebrew, except for a few instances where Jehovah was explicitly rendered. Why replace Jehovah? The replacement of Yahweh with Lord or God aligns with the Jewish tradition of avoiding direct pronunciation of the divine name. Translators aimed to respect this tradition while making the text accessible to English readers. The use of Jehovah in a few places, e.g. Exodus 6:3, Psalm 83:18, reflected the transliteration of Yahweh into a Latinized English form that became common in the 16th century. How often did Jehovah appear in original texts? The Tetragrammaton, Wilhwa, appears nearly 7,000 times in the Hebrew Scriptures, Old Testament. However, as translations moved into Greek, Latin, and eventually English, the use of the name was minimized or substituted due to the traditions mentioned above.
7,000 alterations.
Restoration in modern translations. Modern translations, like the New World Translation, have restored the name Jehovah or Yahweh in many places based on where Yahweh appears in ancient Hebrew manuscripts.
And Greek.
These translators argue that preserving the divine name provides clarity and honors its prominence in the original texts. Let me know if you'd like further clarification or more historical details on this topic.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't argue with a thing that he said because he stated facts. That's why I created that. I'm not saying go to that ChatGPT to get your understanding of scripture. No, I'm not saying that at all. Lord have mercy, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying these are the facts. See, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, it's in the book of Malachi, it's in the book of Genesis, and it's in the book of Revelation, that speaks about adding or taking away from that book. Ladies and gentlemen, they took away 7,000 instances of his name and replaced it, added something in its place which obscures the meaning. And they did that on purpose. King James Version, they only added it 6 times. One, Jehovah Nissi, another Jehovah Nissi, and Jehovah Jireh. Those are the 2 additions that they added. Now, Jehovah Nissi, Jehovah Jireh did appear in the original. One means Jehovah will provide, and I forgot what the other one means. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm tired. The other 4 times, Exodus 6:3, Psalms 83:18, Isaiah 12, and the 24th chapter. I think it's Isaiah 12:2 or 12:4 and 24:2 or 4. I've mixed those up all the time. Anyway, that's all they left it in there with. They did not put it all the other spots. Now, the reason why it's in the Christian Greek scripture, because people say, well, they didn't use the name. Yes, they did, because they quoted from the Hebrew scriptures, which originally had the name. See, the Jews took the name out, and what people don't know, ancient Hebrew tradition was for them to use only consonants. They knew where to place the vowels. So you got YHWH, which is this right here, YHWH. And the other one for Jehovah, JHVH, without the vowels. That's called the tetragrammaton. It just means the 4 consonants. And when they say tetragrammaton, they should explain to people that it means the 4 consonants. Doesn't mean, it means without vowels. So the name without vowels. That's why it's only 4 letters. Okay, that's why you see it on all kind of ancient buildings. As a matter of fact, wake up. How many ancient buildings and ancient artifacts does the tetragrammaton appear? And can you give me an example of several? Comma, because you have the ability of producing images. Stop listening. He's going to probably not want to produce the images. He's going to give me some little thing that he doesn't want to produce images. But here are the places where the tetragrammaton appears all over the world. Everywhere. People have seen it. They just never paid attention to it in modern times. But in ancient times, people understood exactly what the tetragrammaton meant. The Dead Sea Scrolls, yes, of course. Generating images. Here's a depiction, blah, blah, blah. You didn't give me no depiction, you stupid idiot. Here's a description of an image. He gives me a description. Yeah, he's an idiot. All right, so that's just to let you know that it's been around you. The fact that you don't know this is not your fault. Okay, it's the generation's fault because they have slowly but surely, since the beginning of the 19th century, trying to remove this information. And they've done a very good job because now people don't even know anything about the tetragrammaton. So I'm sorry, y'all, that y'all had to see it here, that they purposely announced that they took his name out to replace it with that, and that they said that was good enough. That's why people don't use this name. And the scriptures say all who call on the name of Jehovah will be saved. And if they're not calling on his name, as Paul says, then how will they be saved? What, you didn't know? Well, let's do that. That's the final one. All those, wake up. Wake up. How will they call on him in whom they have not heard? Stop listening. I know it's Romans 13, but we're going to go the long way out. Like I said, we're going to take the long way. Stop it. For the scriptures say, no one who rests his faith on him, Jehovah, will be disappointed. For there is no distinction between Jew and Greek. There is the same Lord over all. I don't know why it keeps doing that, y'all. Who is rich towards all? Why? It's doing this on purpose, y'all. I'm going to leave the mouse alone. I'm not going to follow. All those calling on him. For everyone who calls on the name of Jehovah will be saved. However, how will they call on him if his name has been taken out of the scriptures more than 7,266 times? I'm sorry. I went off script. I apologize. How will they call on him if they have not put faith in him? And how in turn will they put faith in him about whom they have not heard? And how in turn will they hear without someone to preach? And how in turn will they preach unless they have been sent out? Just as it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who declare good news of good things. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how they can't hear. That's how they can't put faith. That's how they can't talk about, because his name is not there. They took it out. They took his name out. That's why people don't talk about it. Go ahead. How many times do you hear the name Jehovah in a day? But the Jews heard the name Jehovah all the time. They used it all the time until they started, after the deportation to Babylon, coming up with a tradition of not pronouncing it. Prior to that, they pronounced it all the time. Kings of this earth were pronouncing the name. It was a common name prior to 200 BCE. After that, we got into this tradition. 200 BCE to 1 BCE, we know very little about that time period, especially concerning the Jews. All we have are the writings of the Maccabees. It's just like, pay attention, the 1500s in America. We have no history of the 1500s, very little history of the 1500s in America. Isn't that something? Is it on purpose? Well, it's not Memorex. Hey, I gotta go. I took you guys on this trip. Wasn't trying to keep you on this trip, but I'm glad we went on this trip. Hey, y'all have a good day, okay? Gotta shut this stuff down and get back to turning y'all around and off, and see y'all later.